Good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, hi, guys, and hi, everyone out there that's watching, or maybe a few minutes because I let everyone know there was a little bit of a delay, so it may be a little bit. But welcome, and you guys are the Intoxicated Pedestrians, correct? Did I say that right?
Correct.
Pronounce that right? All right, cool. All right.
Yay.
For everyone that's watching, go ahead and tell them a little bit about your band, your name, like the origins of how you got it, how you got started. Give them a little rundown about what is you.
All right, we got a lot of time, right?
This is kind of a long story.
Kind of I'm trying to make it quick, but my stories are never short. But all right, first things first. How do we get started? So I think it was like 10 years ago. The MCA from BC Boys died, right?
Okay.
All right. So he died the day before, and then I had a show. I had some show or something the next day, and so I was like, hey, we should do a BC Boys song for like a tribute or something. So we did Fight for Your Right, and then the promoter of that show was like, wow, you just gave me a really great idea. Shout out to Dan Hubbard. He was like, you gave me a really good idea. He's like, I think I want to put on a show and so he put on a show where all the local artists got to go and do one BC Boys song, okay?
Okay.
So me, like, being always out the box, I was like, well, their punk album, I was like, I want to do, because it's only like 11 minutes long or something. I was like, I want to do their whole album for my song. So somebody already was doing the egg raid on Mojo song, so it shortened it down to about 9 minutes, and so I got a band together. And we did the whole rest of the album in its entirety for my song. And because of that show, a couple months later, we were asked if we wanted to do the Cottonmouth Kings because of that performance. And we ended up going, and I was invited, like, hey, do you want to do the Cottonmouth Kings show? And I was like, well, that the band that I had, that was just like a one-off. So I was like, I'll do it, but I want to bring a band with me. Mind you, that like most rappers just show up with a flash drive and that's it. But I'm trying to like bring a whole freaking, I was like, no, I want a whole band with me. So I put together a band. And I worked it out. I was like, well, we don't want to just do the Reno show. We want to do the Tahoe show. Like, I want to do both shows. Or wait, it was, no, it was Tahoe and Mammoth. And so because of that's basically how Intoxicated got started, because of the BC Boys thing. Led into me putting together a band to do Cottonmouth Kings, but I wouldn't agree to it unless we did both shows. So we kind of got to do like a little mini tour for the weekend or whatever. And yeah, so that's the full story. We just did another interview and I didn't get to tell the whole story. So I wanted to make sure that I broke it down entirely this time.
That's good.
This is way before I was involved with the project.
Way before.
When did you become involved with the project?
About 4 years ago. And then I had a 2-year hiatus and recently joined the group again.
You want to tell them about all that? So Johnny quit.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
well, first of all, tell them how you first got introduced. Like, how did you know? Like, how did that all happen?
I first got introduced to Intoxicated because we were looking for a bass player for my other group, my punk rock band, and my drummer at that time invited this guy over, Tim. Shout out Timothy Miller. He came through, and he's like, I got this other project I'm working with, hella badass. I was like, all right. So then he introduced me to Oz, and I was a fill-in. I'm always a fill-in. Started out as a fill-in, and then for just a show, and then
he agreed to do one show with us.
One show, and then like
that led to like
a whole like 2 years,
2.5 years almost.
And then it got too much to me. I had too much going on, so like I had to leave. I left these guys in like the worst possible situation over text message. I'm sorry, guys, I have to leave.
Yeah, he broke up with me over a text
message. But we're still like we're still homies and stuff. Hang out every now and again, and then he had another important show to come through, and I came through, just another fill-in, and here we are 8 months later, and now we're killing the scene.
Back at it. Yeah, he took like a 2-year hiatus, and it
was much needed.
We went to and then so we went to Oakland. We spent for Humpty Hump's memorial show,
celebration of life,
celebration, and I was just like, hey man, like, you should come back. And we had another guitar player at the time, and I was like, hey man, if you just want to come and join a couple songs with us, it would be real fun. And it just so happened that guitar player and our bass player ended up moving at the beginning of the year. And so Johnny was just going to come back again just to fill in and just mess around. And now he's back at it 100% all over again.
Yep.
History repeats.
That's good though. Speaking of the scene, I wanted to know, I'm out of Arizona. I'm Arizona based. What is the music scene up there for you guys in Reno? For those that are watching, you guys are from Reno, Nevada, based out of Reno, Nevada. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right. So what's the scene like up there?
For me, I think Reno's great. It's a melting pot of everything. What pretty much anything that you want to get into, there's a scene for it here, you know. So
there's hundreds and hundreds of musicians out here, all different genres.
Yeah, everybody's out here. It's like it's on the way to Burning Man, so it's like it's an art town. They promote it as an art town, and there's art everywhere, and there's pretty much a scene for everybody out here if you're an artist. And then also I'd like to mention though too, everybody that we have involved in the project right now has separate projects that they're involved in, you know.
Okay, that's cool. You got a lot of irons in the fire between everybody, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, we got a pretty solid lineup after all these years.
That's good. Speaking of musicians, and you said there's different ones from different genres. I believe that we have a mutual friend that is a musician, Athena.
Yes, absolutely. McIntyre?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I love her. She's the homie.
She's amazing. Yes, she's an amazing person. Love her.
Yeah, I met her probably. Well, she just posted a picture of us like from like 10 years ago, like when we first met, and I ended up going to LA, and her band at the time, Working Minerva, they got a gig at the Whiskey A Go Go in LA, and so I went with them. My girl at the time was dancing with them, and we went out there, and so I got to travel with Athena, and she's and her whole band. Like, shout out to Dave and the rest of them. And it was a bonding experience when you get to go on the road with people and spend a couple days with people and stuff.
That's cool.
How do you know her?
How do I know her? I actually know her through my husband. They went to high school together.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a small world, but yeah, I know her through my husband.
World. That's awesome.
Aside from the music scene and the musician stuff, up there and in general, what are some of the best venues that you have performed at and the ones that you would like to perform at?
The Virginia Street Brew House is a great venue to play. Played there a couple times.
What did it used to be?
It used to be the I can't remember.
Yeah, it's a Virginia Street Brew House right now. We're like looking to get into there because that's one of the bigger venues. A lot of places got shut down because of COVID and didn't survive that whole 2-year hiatus. As far as local places,
we just played Bluebird. Bluebird's a big stage.
Used to be the Underground. Bluebird.
Yeah.
Bluebird is awesome. Elbow Room, Altura's, and those are like local shit. As far as the bigger ones, would probably be Bluebird and Virginia. Shout out to Jubs too, man. Those are that was one of the biggest venues that we had here for locals and for national artists that came through, and it was just a great place. And because of COVID,
they had to
shut down, and that was a big hit for local musicians.
That was one of the best places.
So it sounds like a lot of places, because I know here in Arizona we had a lot of them that were hit due to COVID. They had to close down, and it was heartbreaking because it's stuff that you grew up with, grew around, and it was just became a part of your life. So it sucked really bad.
So many memories.
To go into a little bit of your venues, and since you're so close to Virginia City and everything like that, have you ever had a ghostly experience while performing or getting ready to set up or any of that stuff? Since it's notorious for being one of the most haunted places up there.
Not during a show. I was living at a house this one time. I had a basement where we would practice at. And then we were up chilling, drinking and stuff. And then the salt shaker came flying off the stove right at my drummer. It came flying off the stove. And then I had some other people that were staying at the house would hear kids running up and down the stairs. Nobody inside the house. That was the ghostly experience I've experienced.
For me, like it's funny because like I was just talking about the cottonmouth shit. So like the first night that we did that, it was in Tahoe, and it was at the Frank Sinatra's ballroom. And they ended up closing that like not too long after. There was like one of the last shows that was played there, but that place had a lot of history up in Tahoe, and like they had like he had like a secret balcony, like supposedly like like that's where all the Sammy Davis Jr. and like Marilyn and stuff would, when he would perform there. Like they would be up in this private balcony. And then also like I got to go down in the basement because that's where the office was. I had to go talk to this dude. And like from the stories I heard, like there's tunnels under there and stuff. It was like really creepy, and you could feel a certain vibe in there for sure.
That's all. Well, it's scary, but it's awesome at the same time. And then going on with that stuff, I know you have a single out. I've seen it, and when I got some of the pictures from you, the promo pictures, Pain, and then you have an upcoming one coming out on August 5th, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about those?
Yeah. So, Pain. I think I got that beat like maybe like 12 years ago. From this dude, the little homie Bert. He's probably not so little anymore, but he was a younger dude. He just started making beats. He ended up moving to Oregon, and then he sent, you know, he's like, hey man, I made some beats, and it's just something that I have a lot of people like send me stuff that I just, there's not enough time in my life or in the world to like go through everything. But it was one of those ones that I always wanted to use. It just, the timing wasn't right. Like there's other stuff going on, and I came across it, and we breathed some new life into it after all these years. And I actually just got a hold of him after like 12 years, and I'm like, hey man, remember that beat that you sent me? Like, so I'm like, yeah, we made a song with that. And so we did that. We shot a video with the homie Skits. He was made a lot of videos and was really putting it down for Reno, giving people platforms and doing a lot of stuff out here. He just recently moved back to New York and stuff, so we're blessed that we got that video out. So we actually shot that video a year ago. That's how long it took for, it was already done, but that's how long we've been sitting on it. Like the timing finally was right, and it was time to put it out. Actually, everybody in that video is not even in the band anymore, so like a whole new lineup. I mean, not to really say that. Shout out to Slaughter and Duddy.
Yeah.
Slaughter still messes with us. He's actually doing the next video for us. He's still gonna be on plenty of tracks that are coming out. So speaking on the next one, well, I'll let Johnny talk about Pain, but let's see. What was I gonna say? Okay, so we were gonna put out an EP. And because of COVID, and then there was some deaths in the family, and there was COVID going on, and it just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And I finally just had enough of it. And I was like, let's just start releasing these as singles. So we're releasing singles every 6 weeks. So I think the next one coming out on the 5th is number 4. But we got plenty more coming. I'll talk about the next one, but if Johnny wants to talk about Pain.
Oh, Pain,
Well,
yeah.
you guys, I'm going to interject in a second. We have a couple people on the live, so I just want to make sure that they know I see them. So to everyone joining, hi, Tanya, Monique, Jorge, Chelsea, Keisha, hi guys. I see you guys here. I see it on the thing. I just wanted to let you know you guys aren't unnoticed. I see you guys, so hi everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and let John get back into talking about Pain here. Sorry about that, guys.
I was just wondering, like, how we can
if we hit the link, can we see the chat? We got to go to the link, or?
It's through Facebook Live, but it's my platform is StreamYard. So StreamYard automatically puts it live. It should have it. Let me look. I
should be able to just go to yours, and it should be live, right?
Yes. Give me 1 second.
Okay, we got you. We got it.
You got it?
Yep.
I think so. Monique and Chelsea.
Monique and Chelsea, hello?
Yeah, I have it switched between 3 screens, so I'm trying to jiggle watching everybody.
All right, so we're on the Facebook one.
You got it?
Okay. I think so. But anyways, about Pain, like, we started writing Pain together. That was right before I left the group. And then John Slaughter came on and wrote some badass guitar parts to it. And then we had a live show, so then I came in and started practicing with him. And it just reintroduced. It just created like a whole
new vibe,
a whole different mix, and a whole different vibe for having 2 different guitar players, because he's a super heavy metal player, and I'm more of like a blues player, rhythm guitar player with some leads and stuff, and it just, I don't know, it worked out so perfectly. It took years to get it to get that way, but
and then for your upcoming single that you have coming out on August 5th, right? Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Who Are You? That's another beat that I've been sitting on for like 10 years that I had gotten from somebody that had tossed me a few beats. Another one that, yeah, it's actually pretty awesome. Like, shout out to Larry LDZ. So he had given me a few beats to try out, and because of my whole style or whatever, he had given me, they're like kind of like horror based, and it has a sample from The Exorcist in it, but it's it's genius. But the sample is not just from the movie, but it's from a foreign language. So yeah, so like it's like like if you would have subtitles or something. So like people probably think it might be familiar somehow, but they don't understand why. But yeah, so that it's got a sample from The Exorcist, and basically the song is just about who are you and self-reflection, and you got to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself who are you, and nobody can really answer that for you. You got to kind of figure it out for yourself, you know.
That works, and it is true. No one can. You have to find your own path and figure out who you are.
Cheers. 1 1 1.